Oh, that was cool graphic. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're taking a look at Xikers' Red Sun performance video. I don't know if this is going to be like their own track called Red Sun or if this is a cover, because I did see, at least on Road to Kingdom, there is a song that exists called Red Sun by TVXQ. So could it be that? I don't know. I'm excited for it though, because it's going to be really, really dope. Let's go ahead and check it out. Definitely their own track. Oh, that was cool graphic. That was cool. There's our little toque theme influence on that. Love that. I love when editing does that. It's just so dope every time. I know that was most likely like a tripod shot or like a stable shot and they just added them in. God, it's just so cool. Oh, we got that blue hair coming in. That's like my favorite shade of blue hair color because I remember seeing it on someone from The Boys. He was like Julian, I think. And I said it every time I saw that hair color. I said, that's a great hair color. So we get to see it here. Way to go. Great hair choice. Fun syncopation near the end. Cool. Little quickness there, okay. Nice. That was cool. I got some scissors. Cutting it. That was fun. I enjoyed that very much. I think that was really cool. What I do know that BB Trippin' does have their demo out for this. Let's go watch that. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's killing me on the big cam. Woo! Yeah! Oh man. Make a wish. Nice. Nice. That's dope. Like, that was so dope because of the beauty of, like, it's the beauty of it not being so shaky, and the intention of the video is to see the choreo. And that's why I love dance practices, is because you get to see the choreo in its beauty, right? Oh my God. There's some parts of that first verse I was like, sheesh, that was so good. But we're here to talk about xikers, so we're going to go ahead and go back to the performance take. Now, will they probably come out with a dance practice? Most likely. I mean, xikers is still very young. It's like their first year anniversary at this point, right? Like, this released probably a day, 2 days after, if that. So they're still very young. Gen 5, probably at the top of the Gen 5 debut chain, right? But this was really, really fun in the sense of it showcased, if anything, this take felt more like, it could be because of the camera. It was definitely on the shakier side, so it was harder to catch some of these moments, choreographic moments. But also it felt more raw, you know, where it was mostly like, it felt like a rage room in a choreo. It really was what it was giving for me. And I think that was potentially what they as xikers were going for. Part of me does want to check out the dance practice if they do come out with one, because I'm curious on if they're gonna be cleaner in it. Because in this, it wasn't as refined as we have seen in their dance practices past. I know they're capable of it, especially on a BB Trippin' choreo. So it's not, I don't think it's a difficulty thing as to why it's not as refined. I think it has more so to do with the presence and essence of the track and how they were presenting it in this specific performance video. So from the top here, the little breath, boom, boom, dee dee dee. That part was pretty fun because it was very stable take to go forward, and then they cut it back to a different take. Boom, boom. I like that where they landed it, boom, really seamless transition over into a new venue, which I really like. Dee 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 dee. Like, notice it's a bit of like an unhingedness in how he's presenting forward. Hey, hey, just very, very full. Now this part, da 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 da, and then they bring it through. They bring those arms up. It's just, you know, because of how they're cutting it, you're able to enjoy the beauty of the cinematic element of the edit more so than you're paying attention to that more so than you are on the content itself. So that's probably a mixed bag on this one as to if you're just here to watch xikers to look at the choreography, that's something that's going to affect that in comparison to if it was just a fixed cam the whole time. So, but if you're somebody who's like a video editor, you would appreciate more that aesthetic and the choreo, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of, this was meant as like a hybrid where there's really cool choreographic elements, but it's also appreciating the venues that they're at, just the vibe and aesthetic that they bring, you know, like the declarative force that they have. So I love that freaking edit. It was super dope. I love that dee 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 dee. Like, I like that choreo a lot with the pickup, but you don't notice that because why? You have people dissolving in the back. Let's watch that. You know, it's cool. Hitting it through, do. So that whole, you know, 4 counts, it's lost in the performance take in comparison to the cinematic element that was presented. But that's fine because it's like a whole, it's a performance video, not a dance video, right? So performance is encompassed on multiple elements. It's you know, how it is shot. It's the costuming, the environment, the force and presentation and performance and essence, and the choreo, you know, so they could just stand there and just pop off and it would still be great, right? So I like how they build it up. You do notice with some of their pickups here, well, some are kind of tucking that foot behind and some are lifting it up at the 90. So a little pas de bourrée. Notice we have a little dokepi, little spirit energy surrounding. I do know that's their overlying lore. I'm excited when they are more established as artists, or when they feel more comfortable as artists and the company does, where they're able to really push more of that kind of lore fingerprint like what they have with ATs. So that's going to be really fun. I think out of anybody, they could definitely do that. I like the close-up on the dee-dee, where they're picking it up and it's like a little you know, Hidden Folks variant, and that part was so sick on BB Trippin's demo. But because they're all so close, so this feels very, you know, like little crazy form energy, little ATs energy there. Let's do it. I love that. That was fun. Now that part was nice where they go, they take it. That in the room, that was nice, translated well in the video. I love that in the room. So they didn't really hit it in heaviness because you just riding on his lyricism and his tone. Now tone matters a lot, right? So whenever you hear, like if you're going on the tone of vocals, it's how it can be enunciated can determine how what kind of vocabulary or techniques would fit most effectively in it. Just like tonal color, which is, you know, the instrumentation, the tone of an instrument, right? So that's why tone matters a lot on a musical front, but on a choreographic front, because if you want to set up unhingedness in tone for your movement, there's certain elements that come with that. There's certain tones vocally that help justify that. So in this part, in the room, so notice is like he goes na na na, so he kind of bleeds it over. And so if he takes a movement and bleeds it instead of makes it really sharp, that's not a bled over movement. It's a rebounded movement, or it's like a ping pong effect movement. It's not, there's no legato built in, just like you hear more legato built into that phrase. And so that's why that section, the way this hit really well, because it did not hit. Do you know what I mean? So I really appreciate that intention, and you do end up seeing this as like to kind of gear shift it up before they you know, pop off near the end. So you do see that overlapping, but I appreciate the chillness of that, and I appreciate that xikers chilled it here because it matches the track. So I love it. I like the presentation there where he goes up, da na 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 na, da 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 da. In control, that control, it goes, he takes it and pulls it. Now, in my Where's Waldo for xikers, it is Hunter. So we have found Hunter. I think that is him right there. So that's cool. This is the tricky thing. So yes, I've technically marathon xikers, but I only did like 5 of theirs. A normal marathon where I actually learn half the members' names is average 30 to 45 analysis within a 30-day time period. So I haven't spent a lot of time with them to really know a lot of their names. I'm exposed to some of their names, but I cannot tell you who is who. I do know somebody has, like, for new fans, this is who's who. So I know there is I think Minjae is the leader. I don't know if I can find him here because it's been a hot minute since I've looked at xikers content, but I at least can find the Where's Waldo of the group for me. Maybe I guess I should figure out who is the Mr. Blue-haired guy because that's like one of my favorite hair colors just in general that I see, and it's just so freaking dope because it's not literally like a blue or a purple, it's like a blurple, and it's just cool. It's cool. Anyway, the shadow effect looks really cool. They build it up, boom, boom, boom. He does look just a smidge like Bobby, just in this specific video in comparison to when I've seen him before. Could be the smile, how he's, like this, with his hair. It's giving subtle Bobby energy. But it also could tailor into the environment of the unhingedness that's slowly taking forth in the video. Da, da, da. And he's also, one of the rappers of the group. And then he takes it, D, a nice little, shattered glass. I got your back. Get it? They all turn around, face the back, and show off their back. I got your back. Ha! And they go switch, and then they're going to expand out the formation just a little bit while you still naturally have your feature very clearly there. Da-da-da. And they pull. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Cool. Oh, pat, pat. Now, something I will say, there's certain parts that you do see xikers do that, and I'm not talking about this part. Well, you know what? I'll hold that thought until it gets to a part that's actually relevant. But here, the reason why this felt different than when you saw BB Trippin do it, because I noticed that on their demo, this was a lot closer. Like, you don't see the members at all. You just see the hands. And so that's why you notice it looks completely different. But both look cool. But I think, there's a good chance that they probably, tried it. I don't know who the movement director was. I'm assuming somebody on BB Trippin, because you always see them in the behind the scenes on these. But whenever you have a look here of, whenever you see them all there, they have to actually showcase and present without being distracting from the moment if you're going to involve the body. But on BB Trippin's case, you had just the hand. So this was the focal point, not everybody just doing the movement as the focal point. So that's why it just feels different. I like that. They take it, boom. I like that. Really great. Zoom in. That's exactly what you saw in the demo. Looks great. The twinkling in. That was super dope. Mask, like a match cut where you kind of switch it between 2 different venues and it's around the same angle. So a good chance that they performed these in all the venues and they gleaned what they wanted. They probably did like fixed cam takes. They probably did, moving versions. They did so many different experimental things. These kinds of takes or these types of videos take a lot longer than 3.5 minutes. They probably take an all-day affair just depending. You got costume changes, you got venue changes, direction, modification. There's so much that could go on behind the scenes. So they did a really good job. I love that. Very clear. He grabs him at the top. So this fist had to be in the right place for us to see that visual. And I just popped my neck when I did that. But right here, I say pick it up and pick it up. That, I guess we could talk. Well, no, not that. Not quite. And control, I like it with the camera shifted over to match him, keyframe his face. Woo! To tilt it over. Da, 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 da. Nice declaration, and I love the little zoom in or the little cinematic, kind of filter that's happening behind him. It looks really cool. It's a nice little transition over. Red sun, red sun. Now, it is interesting how we don't have a red, red sun in that moment, but also, who cares? They have red in the video, so it's cool. I like that, like the pushing forward. Now something, I mean, we'll talk about it here, but they're doing a pretty good job here, so it's fine. Tone, red sun, there's like a push, and you notice in the demo that they do have a lot of, like, it's like subtlety grooves or subtlety syncopation polyrhythms in the BB trip and take. And so whenever you think about the choreography, how they're doing it is a little bit more full in some aspects. Could that be just because of the environment? Could that be because they were told to do it, even though the demo was different? Yeah, the demo is a demo for a reason. Once you take the information and you put it on a group, you're going to notice there's going to be changes that calibrate to that group. Now that group, xikers, has a lot of experience working with BB Trippin' in their journey as a group. Even, just like with their pre-debut, they were working with BB Trippin' from the get-go. So their bodies are going to be way more accustomed to a BB Trippin' formatted choreo in comparison to an outside choreographer. So it makes total sense why there's going to be a lot more similarities, or that expectation of there being more similarities between the two. But you could definitely see that there is some, things that were changed slightly, those types of things. And that's absolutely appropriate and totally fine, because this is xikers' track and how they want to declare it and stuff. It's nice to showcase that. And if you notice that their bodies are receiving it a certain way, work with it and run with it, because it's going to be the overall success of the group. So it's so real. So they have those little viral, it definitely has like a viral style to it. BB Trippin's always really done that. It looks great. But they are varying it up pretty well. And it's similar. I've always used Weedham Boys as another example too. BB Trippin and Weedham Boys are different, but they do have an overlap in how they choose to polyrhythmicize or syncopate viral moments that happen in social media. So I really like how you get to see it. It does feel trendy, but it doesn't feel like super dated, like what you can see in other routines from them, as well as other groups. So this is cool. I like that. Boom, red sun. And I like with red sun, I went to the red room. Super cool. I like that pull. Da, 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 da. That looks really nice. And I like his moment. He goes, go away. It's kind of giving that energy. Love it. It's like petty. Love that. Da, 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 da. Now, I was listening for tone, and whoever was wearing his bib, I think his name is his name Yi-chan? That's who I'm going to guess today. Yi-chan. I'm only strictly going off of tone. I don't recognize him really that much at all. But anyway, super cool. I really like, very easy to tell where he is. Why? Because he put his hand up and everybody else did not. So that was easy and clear to see. Super dope filter to bring it through. There's your red once again. Red sun, throwing it across the freaking room. Oh, pa, pa, I love that. And they're framing him really, really well on that. Da, 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 like the subtleties that he brings. Yes, throw that head. And then he goes, make a wish. Now there, you did see the wish more collectively in the demo. Obviously here, it was more of like a lot of cuts happening at the same time. So it was more of a visual to get the make the wish with one person than the whole group. Now this is cool. So it goes da 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 da. They ended up going slow-mo for that moment, but we did get to see what it looks like in real time. Looks fine. That was super dope having this. Of course, I'm assuming like xikers has like Tricky House, Tokepis, which is goblins, tricksters, right? Which, side note, I do understand potentially why they didn't do this. They debuted so close to April Fool's Day. Why did they not debut on April 1st? That would be such a brand, but also there's a chance people wouldn't take this group seriously as a real group if they debuted on April Fool's Day. So I understand the mixed bag on it, but that's what would be freaking dope though if they debuted on April Fool's Day and their whole niche is being tricksters. But they debuted close enough so we can associate it pretty well. Anyway, but I do like, having the little clock, because it does remind me of hypnotizing, which is, a thing that can kind of be in the family or wheelhouse of whatever you see there. But that was a really cool way to mask it as a transition into a new venue. That get up, that was a nice little bop from Hunter on that part. The push away was really nice, very clean on the bass. Boom, love it. They take it, boom, nice little, and it wasn't even a barrel jump. They just took it. The prep is similar to like a barrel jump you've seen from other groups do, but it was just very subtle. But then they drop it down, great level. He drops down, slowly comes up. I like everybody keeps it stationary, but you have your feature travel it forward. It's nice, collaborative, but you can still maintain who your feature is. He drops down. The fringe gives it away. I always love the commitment because the fringe tells all. His fringe went as he flopped down. So that was really cool. And then you have new features. You have two now. They go DD, DD. Very subtle on the change there. Body roll down. Boom. DD, DD. Now with this, they're mirroring. So they're doing the same thing, but on opposite sides. Looks cool. And the Ranajam. Notice there's just little subtleties. A little different. But I love that little moment where one of them expands out and they're both looking in that direction. Really cool. Boom, that dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah, that dee-dee-dee-dee. And my voice is a bit shot today, so I can't do any like special runs or anything, but I love that moment. Is it as clear to see here as what you would see in the demo? Not quite, I wish. Maybe, hold on, let me go back. I mean, yeah, you can see it, you know, whenever you hear that dee, oh god, that dee dee dee, and then you see that dee dee dee, and you see his hands. So his hands a little bit more extroverted because it's, you know, you're able to see it a little clearer here. So yes, you can definitely see it. I like that moment. It was nice. He takes his suit and he wipes his mouth. Okay. That was cool. So what's nice about that is that regardless of where they finish, that camera will catch them at some point. But whenever you do, like, let's say a dance practice fixed cam, they have to be very clear on how they end because that camera is not moving to help advocate for their landing. So that was a really nice moment. That da-da-da-da, hey, there was a lot of cuts between the two, so it was a bit tricky to catch that. It was tricky to catch that first 4 counts, but I like the subtlety there and everybody building it up. Da-da-da-da-da-da, I like that. Kind of feels like a cat making biscuits a little bit, but it's fun. I like it. Little ponies through, and there's our little, you know, power, little tricky power right there. He does dee-dee-dee-dee. Love that. Pop my neck again. Hitting it through. D, boom. Bringing it up. Doing a good job. Hey, a little shoot action there. So that's similar to what they did all together, but it was just one person. Really nice to making it like a little cipher circle just for a, not cipher circle in the in frame. You could call it a psycher circle, that'd be fun. But then you have your 1-point feature, and then he has dee 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 dee. Then it transitions, and everybody's kind of doing their own thing in the upper part. Super fine. I love that once again. Dee 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 dee. But notice that the camera is still there, right? So they probably, it's just an easier way to have, you know, them cut between the different moments. But what's really cool though is that they have to, what is it? That kind of cut could be one of two things. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm curious about this. So the guy that has to be the most consistent is the one that's in the front. But I don't know if I don't think this is a green screen. This is an actual room. Because that'd just be a lot of green screen to deal with. It feels different than their music video. But my guy in this front would have to do it pretty consistently in order for them to do a cut like that, to get people in and people out. You've seen this a lot of times in a lot of different groups. I would say Tame at the top of my head. I'm trying to think which one specifically it was. It was just a performance version. I think it was Greg Huang choreographed it. I can't remember like what the name of it was, but that was something very similar to that. It's just cool. It's cool every time you see it. I love it. I think the boys have one too. I just forgot though. DDD control, and then they take it. It's a little different. They didn't follow the head. They actually just took the camera to transition it over. So that was cool. Notice the shakiness of this here. Red sun, I'm so real, I'm bringing it up, boom, I'm so real. So the fullness of it is they have to dip that body down to reset every time. So this is a lot of energy. It's just a lot of energy because you have to take your rock and you have to dip it and snake it, and even if the move looks simple, the range and trying to do the range is hard to do about 2.5 minutes in, It's so impressive on their front. That was fun. A little picture moment. It's so real. That was cool. I like that dick do. Watch the hands. It's fun. It's subtle. And then they take it. Boom, boom, no. I like that syncopation. I like that build up of the arms. Looks great. da 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 da, and then they take it through. 1 and 2 and 3. Really nice seeing that. And then once again, I love that. Dipping it down. And I think it's good that they chose a different venue to showcase this part versus the first time, because it just naturally feels different. It looks good. It feels like they're more spaced out too. Break up. So they throw it twice. So because they're saying things twice, it makes sense why they're doing movements twice, right? If they were doing these movements twice, but they were saying different phrasing, it would feel a little bit, a little bit simple. Simple doesn't mean easy, but simple in choreographic structure. Here, it doesn't, because of exactly what I said. That when you think about the song, it matches the song structure very well, because they're doing the same thing to the same degree of fullness, like how the tone is presenting that phrase in fullness multiple times. So, I like it. I like that build up. Ba, ba, ba. Really nice. He takes it, whoop, and he throws it. Really like that. And I like how they take it. He kicks it, whoop, they look up, and they make a wish. I like the wish part, and then he teleports. So that was kind of fun. Fun little transition. And you notice like the little teleportation is like a little Dokebi spirit kind of filter that they have. The slowness there, dee 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 dee, and you have your feature being still, putting it up, ding 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 ding, like that. It's fun with the clap clap. Notice that they're all rocking and he's clapping in that direction. Really nice to see. Sliding it in. I like that. Dee 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 dee. Ah, come on, stop it with the 2 times speed. I hate it when YouTube does that. Okay. Building it up. Woo! Nice little moment. He shampoos it behind his head. Here we go, and he takes it. Boom, and then here we go. About to pop off. Da 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 da. And they take it, da da boom, and I love the bass, and the drop out of the lighting helps us really feel that bass and fullness mixed with the movement has gone low. They take it, ba da da. Now the tricky thing, and I know it sounds like a pun, it kind of is. The tricky thing is that you notice they're all wearing red too, just like the room is. So can it be a bit tricky to find those that are dominantly wearing like red? I would say like our two over here, they are a bit harder to find in terms of what they're doing in their movement in comparison to somebody who's wearing all white, because white is complete opposite of black. But then when you have a red and black as your major, even though he has white on, it's harder to see where his arms are because of the long sleeves to match the essence of the room. But it's so subtle though, like it's not, don't change it, like it looks great, but the white would make it pop a lot more collectively if white was the dominant thing here with this specific type of dropout of lighting. But because this is near the end, who cares? Like it wasn't even an issue for any of the other parts, and because we're moving, we're able to clearly see what's going on anyway. That little dee 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 dee, ooh, that was syncopated. Ba 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 ba. That was really cool in the build out. It looked cool when BB Trippin did it. It looks cooler when xikers does it. That was cool, like the subtlety. Boom, click click click, like that part as well. Hitting it through, boom boom with the throw. That looks really nice as well. And that little dee 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 dee. Now that can either look really cheesy or really cool because they all committed to it as well as they did. It's very clear to see even with the camera being shakier. Love it. And also you notice how I have it paused. Everyone's committing with their face. I love it. It's great. You can very easily catch somebody when they're tired, and so far they've done a great job of just presenting, which I really like. They hit da 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 da. I like that with the slow-mo there. There's your little cipher circle again. They go, they take it. I love this action right here. I love that they made it a slow-mo moment. That was super dope. They reset. I love this part. Boom, boom. Notice this, how they're hitting it through. It's not just a walk. They're adding something to it to really carry the reverb of that bass. They take it, they move it from side to side. I like they branch it out. It is interesting. Feels like a little teardrop formation. Little pony action, ding, 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 throwing it down, building it through, do, 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 with a little pull. So they have a lot of these kind of like percussive type of hits, and it makes sense because of what you're hearing build up in the back of the music. Do, 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 and they branch it over to the other side. He brings it up. Notice that. Now if they ignored that, that's fine, but he didn't. So he went to match it because that's exactly what it sounds like. They bring it up. Party. Sun. They go, and then it drops out in color. I really like that. That was cool. And then they take the scissors and they've just cut up the literal venue. That was cool. I liked this. It was definitely, it showcased some degree of unhingedness. It really feels on brand for xikers, and it showcased a couple different, you know, fits that really help present the song in a really interesting way. Just like whenever we saw BB Trippin's take on it, it was just some of the movement quality and how they chose to polyrhythmicize some viral moments were really dope and innovative from what I'm used to seeing with it. So that was really fun. So all in all, this was really, really cool. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more xikers, I have a lot of it on YouTube, but I do have a couple more, you know, takes of their dance practices I've already analyzed that are on Patreon, and they will come out in due time as xikers has comebacks. And so you will probably be seeing one other reaction come out that is a little bit older that I've already done, because keep in mind I've already taken a look at their music videos and all of their dance practices, so I'm pretty familiar at this point with their movement quality. The only thing I haven't done is their KQ Fellas takes pre-debut, so hopefully in the future I'll be able to look at that. But this was really fun. I always enjoy looking at dope stuff, and BB Trippin does a great job every time I see their choreos, so it's always a joy to watch their take on their own movement. It's just fun. Once again, my name is Jazz. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.